Hey, I got a question, Toledo, Ohio. Have you heard of this fella by the name of J.R. Majewski? Apparently, he's running for Congress this year in the 9th District of Ohio. And, well, he's quite the character. You know, I don't know where the Republican Party finds all of these clowns that they're trying to present to us. I really don't. But get a load of this story. So, J.R. Majewski is one of those rare individuals in our society. He's a jack of all trades. But let's see if he's mastered the trades that he claims to, well, be well versed in. So the story goes like this. J.R. Majewski is a MAGA candidate. And for those of you who don't know what MAGA stands for, it's an acronym. Make America Great Again. And well, J.R. Majewski has got some explaining to do. More, because he tried already. And that explanation didn't go over so well. What am I talking about? Well, J.R. Majewski has been going all around the local TV stations, this internet, telling everyone that he served in Afghanistan, that he was really in some treacherous spots. And well, this one's really over the pale, if you ask me. He did the unspeakable. He told a lie on his deceased grandmother. I kid you not. He said while he was in Afghanistan, the most difficult thing was learning that his grandmother had passed. Now, the only problem with this story is the fact that whilst J.R. Majewski was in the service, there is no record, none, zilch, nada, zero, showing that he ever stepped a foot in Afghanistan, let alone seen combat as he depicted in so many different interviews. He used to say on these interviews, you know, I really don't like talking about it. But then he would talk about how he was up late at night playing video games to relieve stress of being on the front lines in Afghanistan. Go and check it out if the videos are still out. He's given so many interviews about his time in Afghanistan that according to the Associated Press and all the outlets and media organizations that's looked into it, does not exist. There's no record of J.R. Majewski in Afghanistan. Now, here's the issue with this. He was 1,600 miles away in one of the safest Arab nations of the planet Earth. And he wasn't engaged in combat in Qatar either. He was loading cargo planes. So J.R. Majewski, the warrior as he billed himself, was really in Qatar, loading cargo into airplanes. Now he's told this lie over and over and over and over again. It's not like, well, he said it once and his memory was off. No, he's given this imaginary fairy tale of a story to multiple people in the media. So now he's trying to turn this on the media and say this was a hit piece done on him. He's the one that shared this story on numerous occasions that he was in Afghanistan. So it's well within the media's right to go and look up what he did. Now he held this weird press conference, and basically he doubled down on his lie. And the way he did it was, well, really odd. He said the work that he did in Afghanistan was so secret that he himself cannot get his own military files. They're classified. So in the same vein that the lunatic from Mar-a-Lago asked a foreign government to retrieve and send him his campaign, Hillary Clinton's emails, I'm asking the DOD, Department of Defense, please send any military records of J.R. Majewski in Afghanistan. We all want to see them. But I don't think they'll be able to send anything because they don't exist. And wait, there's more. There's more lies from J.R. Majewski. Because when you tell one lie and you're a liar, you're bound to tell other lies. Now, when they were digging through his records, they noticed something odd. That he left the service only one rank above where he enlisted, which other service members said is very odd. It almost never happens unless there's an issue with your service, which, in J.R. Majewski's case, there was. Now, he said that he was demoted and he was kicked out of the service because he got into a fight with another airman. This, Toledo, Ohio, was also a lie. He was demoted and removed from the service due to being intoxicated while driving. He had a DWI, driving while intoxicated. And they demoted him. And he's ineligible, according to my understanding, of ever being able to re-enlist. Maybe that's why he decided he wanted to play G.I. Joe. You see him in the campaign ads. He's the big guy with the big gun. And he says he's going to defend the United States against folks like me. Well, that ad has been pulled. The Republican Party is not going to fund the ad because he looks so bad. But what they are willing to do is hope that enough people vote for him anyway, so he can wiggle his way into office. See, I knew that Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy really wanted the gavel, but he's willing to do anything to become a speaker, including present these bozos to the American public and have them represent, in my opinion, not really represent us, because they're not going to govern and legislate. They're going to clown and be sideshows in a circus, like you already have in that party with Lauren Boebert and majority with me. Paul Bazar, Louis Goldman, and the list goes on and on and on. There's already enough clowns in Washington. But this guy, J.R. Majewski, I guess he didn't get his anger out of his system. Because on January 6th, he decided he wanted to play G.I. Joe and storm the Capitol. This is who the Republicans are presenting to us. An insurrectionist who wanted to play G.I. Joe and storm the Capitol and do bodily harm to our elected representatives. Now he wants to be our Congress member. When 2 years ago he was running up in D.C. clowning and behaving a fool. This is why I say the Republican Party is out to bamboozle America, Toledo, Ohio. It's crystal clear this is their mission, to bamboozle us. They have no agenda to help us. And then you gotta think, who is he running up against? In this case, he's running up against Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur. Now, if Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur wasn't such a stellar public official, maybe he would sneak in there. But Toledo, Ohio, you gotta re-elect Marcy Kaptur. You're gonna say she's been in Congress forever. Well, she's been getting things done. Look here. She is a very, very good consumer advocate for Ohio, the district, and the country. She holds financial institutions accountable. There's very few members of Congress that go out of their way to be consumer advocates for the public. Marcy Kaptur makes that her mission. Great on ethics. You know, when it comes to ethical behavior in Congress, it's not always a foregone conclusion that your members who you elect and stay there for a while are going to behave in an appropriate and ethical way. Marcy Kaptur, Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur, goes above and beyond. So when you're comparing and contrasting characters already, you have somebody that's using stolen valor, lied on his deceased grandmother, lied about why he's ineligible to even re-enlist in the service. And then you have Marcy Kaptur, who is probably one of the best consumer protection advocates in the United States House of Representatives serving at this moment in time. So right there, Toledo, Ohio, that's your comparing comparisons. Don't just go for anything they're trying to sell you because you're going through a difficult and rough patch. This is what the Republican Party is counting on. That Americans are going through a difficult moment in time in our country. And that they'll turn to any old clown to do a clown show in D.C. J.R. Majewski is not qualified to be a congressman. He disqualified himself. And there used to be a time where any candidate did what J.R. Majewski did, which is lie and use stolen valor, that the party apparatus would demand that that candidate withdraw from the race. But Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy doesn't seem like he has the cojones to rein in his members. I mean, look at what he allows Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene to say and do. Look at what he allows Congresswoman Lauren Boebert to say and do. Look at what he allows Representative Paul Gosar to say and do. This is somebody that says he's got leadership capabilities and he wants to be Speaker of the House. I would say he wants to be Speaker of the circus at this point. And that's not going to happen. There's no way in the world all of those bozos, if by some magical feat they get elected, will even present or want to make him Speaker of the House. He knows this. He's just trying to bamboozle America into believing that he will be Speaker. He'll be in charge. He'll be able to rein in the clowns at the circus. But look at what's going on currently. If he's not able to rein in the clowns now, what makes you think if he becomes a leader, he'll be able to rein in the clowns? It makes no sense. Not common sense. Not logical sense whatsoever. So Toledo, make sure that J.R. Majewski does not get elected. Not only is he unqualified, not only did he commit insurrection against his own nation, not only did he get demoted and kicked out of the service, not only did he lie on his own deceased grandmother, not only is there stolen valor, this guy is a bum trying to masquerade himself as this ultra patriot. He's a bum. This is what they're doing. They're trying to present all of these clowns, bums, and bozos. And if they fly a big enough American flag, they think they can bamboozle you. We're not going for the okie dokie. I don't think Toledo is going for it. We're not going to buy into it. You know, Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur, when she was first elected, you could count the number of women legislators all over the country on one hand. And this is a true story. This is how very male chauvinist that institution used to be, and still for the most part is to this day. They had a big congressional dinner and they invited the few women who were in the House of Representatives. Marcy Kaptur, Nancy Pelosi, and all night the male Congress members sat at that table discussing issues. The issues ranged the gamut. They discussed women's reproductive issues. And at no time did they ever turn to Marcy or Nancy and ask them, what do you think about your own reproductive health? That's how sexist that institution was when Marcy Kaptur was elected. She's like a suffragette, a modern day suffragette. And she remained solid in her representation. When you go to Toledo, they say Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur really helped me. I know her. She's personal. People see her. She's out in the district. This guy, J.R. Majewski, he's a MAGA rapper. I guarantee you he's not going to ever be played on the top 100 Billboard list. His rapping skills are about as bad as his lies that he told about his heroic missions in Afghanistan that were heroic delusions. The only thing that he did was storm the nation's capital, his own nation, and try to overthrow his own democracy. That's J.R. Majewski's record, Toledo, Ohio. A record of lies, stolen valor, and insurrection. Please, in 35 days, do not reward that type of behavior. Please don't do that. I don't think you will, Toledo, Ohio. See, they're counting on you to be bamboozled, swindled, conned into supporting anything. Really low quality, horrible character and integrity individuals. Because you're going through a difficult time economically. They're counting on you to just go with any old thing. So they're literally finding bums to try to sneak into office. J.R. Majewski is not a bum. He's not a patriot. Excuse me. He's a bum. And he's a liar. And he doesn't deserve to be anywhere near the United States House of Representatives, let alone remove a living legend in Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur. So please, on November 8th, keep quality female representation in the United States House of Representatives. Keep consumer advocates in the United States House of Representatives. Toledo, Ohio, I'm asking you to humbly vote to re-elect Marcy Kaptur. She's done an excellent job. She's currently defending the people of Ukraine. Think about that. Not only is she a consumer protection advocate for District 9 in Ohio, she's an advocate and ally for the people in Ukraine, going through a tremendously difficult experience. She's one of the good ones, Toledo. Please don't swap out somebody who's really doing a decent and quality job for a bum. You have a choice